Hi everyone, it's Erin here. Welcome back. I am gonna swatch through some pens with you today. So, in the grand scheme of things, I don't have that many pens. I know you probably watch some bullet journal people and go, wow, my goodness, so many pens. I have definitely felt that way watching some people set up videos. This is it for me. I have a bunch of these Faber-Castell Pitt Artist brush pens, a couple of Tombos, not too many, a couple of Copics, and that's pretty much it. So I always like to set up the last page of my bullet journal with a swatch page where I go through and just draw a little bit of a line with every single one of my pens so that I can refer back to it, see what they look like in the book. Here's an example from my 2020 journal just to show you what I mean, and then I can fold over the next page and see what the ghosting is going to look like. I can look over from the opposite side of the page and see what the bleeding looks like. It gives me a really good idea of what to expect for these pens in specific situations elsewhere in my journal. So it takes a little bit of time to add one to every book. This last one was a Leuchtturm 1917. My new bullet journal is a Notebook Therapy Tsuki, and I love it. It is gorgeous. It has a much higher GSM paper. I think it's 160. So I'm excited to see how the pens behave in here. Mine is the green soft cover Tsuki with a little moon on it. So cute. And because this is a brand new journal at this point, when I was recording this, I actually hadn't gone in and set up my January or anything yet. So this was really my first experience with this book. So fresh, so clean, so full of potential. I can't wait to see the adventures that this book and I have together this year. And also, I discovered at this point that it actually came with some little adorable Japan stickers in the back, which is lovely. I didn't know that and was a big surprise, and I'm so excited about them. Hopefully I'll find a way to use them some point this year. One thing with the Tsukis, they are wonderful books. They lay completely flat, so you can get right into that inner corner of the pages, but if you're using the beginning or the end of the book like I am here, you might want to just pop something underneath the book to kind of keep it even, because the way the spine works, it has the pages lay flat, but you're going to need something under the cover to support the shallower side, I guess. The Sharpie pen is my go-to fine liner, even in my Leuchtturms where the pages were a lot thinner. I just love how it's instantly dry. Oh, and this one's running out, so I'm just going to grab another one because you know I've got so many of these pens. And I'm going to use that to just detail what each of these pens are as I go through. And I'm going to start off with these Faber-Castell Pitt Artist brush pens. Some of these I got in a set, some of them I just bought individually for specific layouts that I had in mind. So I'm just going to arrange them into some kind of rainbow along the top here so that they make sense and they kind of look a bit more aesthetic on the page as I draw them all out. I have two of the purple, that brighter saturated purple, and I have two of the black, just because that's how it worked out. I think I bought one of the purple for a specific layout and then it also came in a set, so that's my bad. So I'm just going to go through and write down the name of each of these so that you can find it if you would like, and it's written on the pen there, which is where I'm getting that information from. So if you fall in love with any of these colours, you'll be able to also find them and use them in your journal, maybe, if you'd like. You don't need to hear me talk about this part, so I'm just going to give you some nice relaxing music to enjoy while this happens.
Today, I'm going to tell you 3 stories from my life. That's it. No big deal. Just 3 stories.
She was a young girl, had her sights set on one thing. They call it a dream, but to her it was always destiny. She didn't know what she got herself into. Baby girl found out this world is cruel. Never before did she see herself wanting something new. Baby girl, don't forget what you came here to do. You ain't gotta get on your knees, you ain't gotta be that girl you don't wanna be. I know that you're feeling lonely, yourself is the best company to keep. Honey, in a world so big, gotta learn it's not so big. No, it's not so big. Honey, in a world so big, gotta learn it's not so big. It's not so big. She finished beating so hard on her body, so hard on her body.
hi, it's me, I'm back. I just wanted to let you know that if you go down to the description of this video, you'll find links to all of these wonderful supplies. Some of them will be affiliate links, there'll be a star on it if it is. That's not going to charge you anymore if you use it, it's just going to give me a little bit of a kickback if you do click on those links and make a purchase, so if you'd like to support me, that's a good way to do it. Next up, also from Faber-Castell, I've got these Pitt Artist Metallics. These are not brush pens, they're just a felt tip, and they're shiny, well, sort of very saturated colours. They don't come out exactly the way I would have liked them to, but I use the gold and the silver quite often anyway. There's also one that looks like it's purple, but it comes out pink, and I forget that every time, so having it swatched is actually really helpful. And also a blue, which is actually probably the most true to the barrel colour of all of them. Oh no, the silver's pretty good too. Only 4 of those, and then I'm going to move on to my Tombos. I only have 3, well 4, if you count that I have a black one, but I'm going to put that in a different section. So I'm going to lump it together with the Copics. I didn't know when I bought them that Copics are alcohol based, and that means lots of bleeding. Now I know, so that's cool. I got into alcohol ink art in the last year and it's taught me a lot. So I'm just going to swatch my 2 Copics. I probably won't buy any more of these because I just buy the various inks for alcohol ink things and don't use them in my journal. But they're such beautiful colours. And then I've got 3 Tombos. These ones I bought specifically for certain journal setups. No particular order for these colours because there aren't that many of them and they're very different.
Never before did she see herself wanting something new. Baby girl, don't forget what you came here to do. You ain't gotta get on your knees. You ain't gotta be that girl you don't wanna be. I know that you're feeling lonely. Yourself is the best company to keep.
Now I'm going to move on to my black brush pens. And not brush pens. One of them's just a felt tip. I also have this white gel pen, but I don't feel like there's much point swatching that, so I'm just going to leave him. I've determined that I like a soft-tipped brush pen, and a couple of these aren't that. But anyway, the Sharpie is definitely the only one that's going to be bleedy, as you'll see. You'll see what they are as I write them out, so I'll leave you to it.
Honey, in a world so big, gotta learn it's not so big. Remember where you came from. Remember where you came from. You're the only one, no matter what you need. That young, it's just a memory. You ain't gotta get on your knees. You ain't gotta be that girl you don't wanna be. I know that you're feeling lonely. Yourself is the best company to keep. Honey, in a world so big, gotta learn it's not so big. Honey, in a world so big.
So this is going to serve as a wonderful reference for me for the size that I can get out of some of these. I always find with the Pitt Artist brush pen, the text needs to be really big for me to feel like it's comfortable. The Tombow I find really tricky, the Fudenosuke. I guess I have the hard tip one. I didn't know there was a soft tip one. I might have to look into that for future. Even things like the blackness, obviously the Pitt Artist brush pen isn't as black as some of the other pens. So good to have a reference for this so I can flick over and be like, what would I like to use today? You'll notice for this one I'm writing Daiso. I literally don't know. This just was already in my house. I think my partner said that he found it at Daiso, so that's just how I refer to it as my Daiso brush pen. And we're going to do some fine liners. I actually only have 2. I am definitely not a fine liner junkie. I know what I like and I have stuck to it. So obviously I have my Sharpie pen, which is my favorite. And I also have these ones. This is the Artline 220. Also wonderful, but a little smudgier than the Sharpie if you need to erase over it immediately. So that's good to know. I'm going to have a quick check here to see what the bleeding and the ghosting is like, but I have more to come. I just forgot that about some of my pens, so hold on a second while I style this up for you to make it a bit prettier. This is how we're looking.
Today, I'm going to tell you 3 stories.
You already saw that Sharpie fine point is a little bit bleedy. Everything else has definitely passed the bleed test though. There is maybe the tiniest bit of ghosting in person. You can barely see it. You definitely can't see it on camera, which is wonderful. And on the opposite page, the Faber-Castell brush pens mostly. The only thing On the opposite page, the only thing that you can see having bled or ghosted at all is those two Copic markers, which I completely expected because alcohol, that's how alcohol markers work. Everything else I can absolutely get away with, and that makes me so happy. And I hope you're ready for a change in nail polish color because this next part is from about a month later. The timeline of the internet. I hope you like them. These are my New Year's has already passed, but I still want to have shiny nails. Okay, here's the pens I forgot about. These are Crayola Signature very metallic pens, and I haven't really used them much yet, but I don't know, maybe that'll change this year. I'm gonna take my journal back out of the cover because I just find it's a little bit easier sometimes to work that way. Once again, gotta stick something under the cover to make sure that it's flat enough to write, otherwise it will kind of rock up and down. So I've got a correction tape thing there at the moment. It's a bit curvy, so I'll change it for an eraser later. So basically, these Crayola Signature pens, they're basically a paint pen. They're very liquid. They're very shiny. The point is that they're supposed to be shiny like the cover is here. So I'm gonna add them down the bottom. Liquid metal craft markers is what it says on the packaging. So there are 6 colors, all metallic inspired. So there's rose gold, silver, gold, bronze, titanium, and copper. And the packaging doesn't actually say that it's made to be used on paper. I did use it on some like art diary paper for my December setup from last year, and it worked okay. I haven't used all of them yet, so some of them I have to get them started in order to be able to swatch them. So I've got a bit of spare paper here to just get them going and give them a little test. Some of them are definitely more pigmented than others. This bronze is actually like pretty watery. Maybe I just didn't shake it up enough. That could be on me. So you got to give it a shake. And then you got to press down a bit with the tip to get the ink flowing, and then you can go for your life. The packaging says it's perfect for use on fabric, wood, canvas, and terracotta. And obviously, my bullet journal is not made of any of those materials. But I wanted to give it a go because this way I was going to find out if it would work or not. This copper is gorgeous. I think that one will definitely be making an appearance at some point in my journal. But as you can see, they go on very liquid, very inky. They do dry down pretty quickly, I found, because I didn't really have to wait to be able to close my book. I put a bit of blotting paper down and pressed it down, and there was no transfer, so that's good. They dry very quickly. The rose gold is also a beautiful color. I wouldn't actually call it rose gold. It's just like a light pink, and it's so pretty. And if you can see little random flecks of glitter around the place, that's because I did my nails the day before filming this, and I used a loose glitter, and there's always going to be parts that you can't keep a hold on, right? The titanium's actually lovely too, so that one might end up appearing in some layouts throughout the year. We'll have to see. Who knows? Who knows? And there we go. Now it's actually done. So just so you can see, I'll hold it up to the light. You can see that metallic sheen, how they're quite shiny. There's a few spots there where it's not dry yet as well, obviously. And there we go. Those are all of my pens swatched in my journal. Pretty cool that they all fit on one spread. I've just realized that I didn't actually show you the reverse side of the page where I've used those Crayola liquid metal craft markers, but they actually didn't bleed through the page at all either. There's no ghosting from those, which is very handy. And excuse me while I set this up for a thumbnail. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you've enjoyed. Let me know if you like to swatch your pens as well, or maybe if you'll be starting to do that after watching this video. Also, let me know about your pen collection. Do you have heaps of them? Or do you just use one pen in your journal? How do you like to roll? Let me know in the comments. I'd really love to hear from you. As always, you can find my social media info down in the description in case you'd like to follow me on any other platforms, and I'll catch you again in another video very soon. Thanks, guys. Bye.
So big, gotta learn it's not so big.